Night and day, at home or away, always carry Tums. T-U-M-S. Tums, famous quick relief for acid indigestion, presents A Date with Judy, starring Louise Erickson as Judy and John Brown as Father.
Hello?
Hello, Judy. This is Mitzi.
Hello?
Gee, your voice sounds funny, Judy.
Huh?
Oh, wait a minute, Mitzi. There must be a crossed wire. Will whoever is on the line kindly get off, please?
But Judy, it is I, Oogie.
Oogie, what are you doing there?
Well, I was calling you.
Well, hello, Oogie. It's nice to hear your voice.
Oh, hello, Mitzi. It's nice to...
Well, isn't this interesting, talking to you both at the same time? What do you want, Oogie?
Well, I can't say in front of Mitzi.
Go ahead, Oogie. I won't listen.
Well,
Go ahead, Oogie.
Oogie, Mitzi is my most bosom friend, and she can hear anything that you have to say to me. Mitzi, dear.
Yes, Judy?
Will you kindly hang up and I'll call you back a little later?
That's Judy, folks. Judy Foster, the lovable teenage girl who is close to all our hearts. Your date with her each Tuesday is arranged by the makers of Tums, famous quick relief for acid indigestion. And now to the Fosters. It's early evening. Judy, her father and mother, and her kid brother, Randolph, are in the living room.
And then James Mason walks over to her. She's cowering in the corner, and he slaps her across the face hard.
He does?
Yes. And then he hits her on the shins with his cane.
With a cane?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my.
And then he twists her arm. And that's how she learns he loves her.
What?
How come he didn't kick her in the teeth? Then she'd have known he was crazy about her.
Oh, Randolph.
Judy, what kind of a man is this James Mason?
Oh, cruel and violent and wonderful, Father.
Well, why does he do all these terrible things?
Because he's unhappy.
He's unhappy. What about the poor girl he's using as a punching bag?
Oh, she doesn't mind.
She doesn't?
Well, of course not. She knows he loves her, doesn't she?
What makes her think so?
Oh, Father.
Of course, you'd think she'd be too busy defending herself to worry about whether he loves her or not.
Oh, no, Father. Don't you see his blows don't hurt her?
Why not?
Because she loves him so much, Mother.
Well, of course, you'll think me an old fuddy-dud, but in my day, when a man was in love with a girl, he usually preferred kissing her.
Oh, he does that, too.
When does he find the time?
Between punches.
Randolph, what do you know about love and romance?
Nothing, I'm happy to say.
So nowadays, the way to a woman's heart is a nice black eye, huh?
Well, you can laugh all you want. As for myself, it was just the most thrilling picture I've ever seen. And Mitzi thought so, too.
That, of course, makes it official.
When did you see this picture, Judy?
This afternoon, with Mitzi. We sat through it twice. And that reminds me, Mother, Oogie wants to know if I can go to the movies with him tonight.
I think not, Judy.
But why, Mother?
Well, for one thing, you were to a movie this afternoon.
Well, I know. But this is a wonderful picture he wants to take me to, Mother. James Mason is in it.
Another James Mason picture?
No, the same one.
What?
But you just saw it.
Twice.
Oh, but that was this afternoon.
Minutes and minutes ago.
Randolph, please be quiet. Please, Mother, may I?
No, dear.
But, Mother!
I'm sorry, dear, but you were out with Oogie last night.
Oh,
and
that doesn't count.
Why not?
Well, all we did was go for a walk. It didn't cost Oogie a cent. Please, Mother.
No, Judy. Absolutely not.
It's easy to see that Mother's Day is past.
Oh, Dora, let her go.
And Father's Day is yet to come.
And if it hadn't been for my father, Oogie, I wouldn't be going to the movie with you tonight.
Why? Doesn't your mother like me?
Well, of course she does. She thinks you're very nice and harmless.
Well, then why did she...
Oh, it had nothing to do with you. She just didn't think I ought to go out tonight.
Oh.
But then Father said he didn't think it'd be so terrible if I went, and he talked Mother into letting me go.
Well, if it hadn't been for my father, we wouldn't be going to the movies either.
Really?
Yeah. You see, my mother said that seeing as how I'd taken you out the night before, it'd be better if I didn't take you out tonight, because if I took you out 2 nights in a row, you'd start getting ideas.
Oh, she did she?
Yeah. But my father told her to take another look at me, and if your folks didn't object, who were they to complain?
He did?
Uh-huh. He doesn't seem to think that I'm good enough for you, Judy.
You know, Oogie, I like your father. I've always liked him.
Yeah, he's a swell guy. And so is your father, Judy.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fathers are wonderful things to have, aren't they, Oogie?
Oh, boy, I'll say.
Not that mothers aren't wonderful, too.
Oh, sure. One is as important as the other one.
But fathers... Well, if there weren't fathers, who'd we go to when our mother said we couldn't do something?
And who'd give us our allowances?
And who'd earn a living for the family?
I guess this would be a terrible world without fathers. And I don't say that simply because I'm a man and a prospective father myself.
If there were no fathers, I think I would rather not have been born.
Me too. You know, sometimes I think we don't appreciate our fathers enough.
Or if we do, we don't show it.
Or if we do show it, it's once a year, on Father's Day, or with a tie for a present,
Or a handkerchief.
whether he needs it or not.
And usually we borrow the money from him to buy it.
A tie or a handkerchief, to express our appreciation for all he's done for us all year.
You are so right, Oogie. What does it mean? Nothing. It doesn't even mean a sacrifice on our part, usually. We go into a store and spend 2 minutes selecting it. What were you going to get for your father this Father's Day, Oogie?
A tie? What were you going to get, Judy?
A handkerchief.
We ought to be ashamed of ourselves.
Well, I'm not going to get him a handkerchief. I'm going to get him something that means something. Something that'll show him what I think of him. Something that takes a sacrifice on my part.
Me too. What are you going to get?
I don't know. What are you going to get?
I don't know.
But I'll think of something. And when I do...
Yeah?
It'll be absolutely something astonishing. And that's what Oogie and I decided.
Well, what is it you're going to get for Father, Judy?
That's personal and requires a sacrifice on your part.
Well, I don't know. I was hoping you'd have a suggestion.
Well, how about... You don't want to get him a tie, huh?
Definitely not.
Well, how about a handkerchief?
That is exactly the kind of thing I don't want to get him.
But what could be more personal than a handkerchief?
But that's so easy. There's no sacrifice involved.
There's got to be a sacrifice.
Definitely. Father's got to be able to tell, just by looking at it, how much I think of him.
Something personal and entailing a sacrifice.
That's right, Mother. I want it to be something from me, not something he can get just any old place.
How about a lock of your hair? That's something he couldn't get any old place but from you.
Lock of my hair? What can he do with it?
Maybe graft it onto his head. He could use a lock here and there.
Oh, don't be silly, Randolph. Mother, can't you think of anything?
Well, I can think of things, dear, but if it's personal, there's no sacrifice, and vice versa.
It's got to be both. I won't settle for...
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Hello,
Father.
What's in that package, Father?
I bought myself a new pair of shoes for the summer.
Oh, let's see.
Brown and white. I've always wanted a pair of brown and white shoes. There. How do you like them, huh?
Long, aren't they?
Is that all you've got to say? Dora, what do you think?
Well, they're very pretty, but
But what?
are your feet really that big, Melvin?
Big? Big? I don't see anything so big. Do you, Judy?
Well, there's an awful lot of white on them.
There is not. They're... Well, why are you staring at them like that?
I was just thinking that I could probably get both my feet
Is
into...
that so? Well, I like them. What do you think of that?
I think...
Never mind.
Yes, sir.
Now that you've all had your little laugh, I'll take my shoes and try them on. Please, excuse me.
Oh, dear. We've hurt his feelings.
Well, how are we to know Father was so sensitive about his big feet?
And I never realized that they were that big.
Those shoes would make two of the prettiest waste paper baskets I ever saw.
Mother, I've got it.
Got what?
I know exactly what I want to give Father for Father's Day.
A foot shortener?
No. A pair of Argyle socks, which I shall knit with my own 2 hands.
But, Judy, you've never made a pair of socks before, have you?
No, but Mitzi has. She'll help me. I'm going to see her right now. Goodbye.
Don't be late for dinner, dear.
I won't, Mother.
Oh, Judy,
What, Randolph?
you're planning to knit a sock for each of Father's feet, aren't you?
Well, of course.
In that case, I have one suggestion to make.
What's that?
Corner the wool market.
course, Judy, I haven't knitted too many pairs of socks, but I'd be delighted to help you.
Oh, thank you, Mitzi. I knew I could count on you.
Thank you, Judy. Now, the first thing we've got to decide is what colors to make them.
I know exactly what colors I want. I want them to match his new brown and white shoes. So I think the socks should be brown and beige with green argyle.
I see. Well, the next thing to decide is how much wool to buy. How big are his feet?
Pretty big.
But how big? Do you know his size?
I'm afraid not.
Well, are they this big?
Bigger.
This big?
Bigger.
Judy Foster, this is no time for jokes.
But I'm not joking, Mitzi. He has, rather longish feet.
But if his feet are any longer than this, I don't see how he could possibly walk.
His feet are longer.
They are?
I know it's hard to believe, but they are.
Gee, this is liable to run into big money. I'll tell you what, Judy. Why don't you bring over one of your father's shoes so we can see exactly how long the socks should be?
All right. I'll bring it over tomorrow after school. I can't tell you how I appreciate this, Mitzi.
Oh, Judy, it's a supreme pleasure. And besides, I'll think of something that you can do for me.
If you don't think little things count, just get a cinder in your eye at a ball game, or even worse, get caught with acid indigestion and no Tums in your pocket. The wise thing to do is, night and day, at home or away, always carry Tums. Then at the first hint of heartburn, just slip 1 or 2 tasty Tums in your mouth, the same as you would candy mints. Almost instantly, Tums neutralize excess acid, calm your acid upset. No mixing or stirring with Tums. No soda in Tums either. No water-soluble alkali to over-alkalize the stomach and bring on acid rebound. So never over-alkalize, always neutralize excess acidity with Tums. Get Tums tonight. Still only 10 cents a roll, 3-roll package a quarter, any drugstore. Ask for Tums. T-U-M-S. Tums for the tummy. And now, back to A Date with Judy.
Judy, where in the world are you going with one of your father's new shoes?
I'm taking it over to Mitzi's so she can see how much wool I'll need.
If that shoe had wheels on it, you could ride it over to Mitzi's.
Well, you better get it back before your father comes home.
Oh, I'll be home long before Father.
Hi, Dora. Hello, son.
Hi.
Melvin, what are you doing home so early?
Oh, I made an important appointment for this afternoon. I thought I'd put on my new tan suit. Want to make a good impression.
Well, were you planning on wearing your new shoes, too?
No.
Oh.
But it's a great idea. I think I will. Be back in a few minutes, Dora.
Uh-oh. Randolph, go into the living room and call up Judy at Mitzi's. Tell her to bring the shoe right back and get it up into Father's bedroom.
Okay.
I'll try to stall him till she does.
Dora!
And it won't be easy. Hurry, Randolph.
Okay, Mother.
Dora!
What is it, dear?
Shoes usually come in pairs, don't they?
Melvin, what are you talking about?
I can only find one of my new shoes.
Oh, nonsense. Look under the bed. Randolph, did you get Judy?
Yep, she's on her way.
Oh, shh, here comes Father.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I've looked everywhere, and I can't find my other shoe.
Well, you don't think it got up and walked off by itself, do you?
Well, with that particular shoe, it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Randolph! I tell you, I searched everywhere, Dora.
But, Melvin, you couldn't have. Now, let's see. Did you look on the top shelf in the closet?
Now, why should I? I didn't put them there.
Well, if that's the way you look for things.
But my goodness, they couldn't be up on the tree. Oh, all right. Dora, why should I look in the drawer where I keep my shirts? I couldn't possibly have put my shoes there.
But, Father, did you look in the clothes hamper?
Clothes hamper?
Melvin, you mean you didn't look in the clothes hamper?
Well, naturally not.
Father.
What?
Remember how sensitive you were about our reactions to your new shoes?
Well?
Well, isn't it possible that you were so sensitive that subconsciously you hid them in the clothes hamper? Without realizing it, of course.
What? Why, that is the most ridiculous... Is that possible?
Oh, much stranger things can happen when people are so ultra-sensitive.
Oh, nonsense. Never heard anything. Silly, but I'll look.
I don't think we can stall him much longer, Mother.
No, neither do I. Oh, Judy.
And all the way. Am I too late?
No, you go on into the den, Judy, and when Father comes back in here, you run upstairs and put the shoe back. Then go down the back stairs so Father won't see you.
All right, Mother.
Oh, this is not going to do Father's nervous system any good.
Well, we'll explain it to him after Father's Day.
All the foolish wild goose chases. Subconscious.
Well?
Naturally, my shoes went out in the clothes hamper. And don't anybody dare suggest I look in the medicine closet.
Melvin, why can't you ever find anything?
Me? Me? Why can't I find it? Well, I like that. This house is so disorganized. Things have got to change around here, Dora. I insist upon it. We've got to institute some order in this house. Organization.
All right, Melvin, all right. I'll find your shoe for you.
Oh, you'll find my shoe just
Yes.
like that, huh?
Yes.
All right, Mrs. Wise Guy, come on.
Let's go.
So you think you're going to find it just like that after all the time I spent looking for it, huh?
Want to bet she does, Father?
You bet I do. I'll bet anything you want.
How about a week's allowance?
Randolph.
An opportunity like this doesn't come along every day.
There will be no betting, Randolph. Is that clear?
Yes'm.
There, all right, Melvin, here we are. Now, where did you say you put your shoe?
Right in that closet. Right there under the... No.
Oh, no? What are those, Melvin?
But...
Looks like two shoes to me.
Melvin. Were you playing a joke on us?
Joke? No. I mean...
Father, remember what I said to you a few minutes ago about your subconscious?
Well, yes, but...
Well, I was wrong.
You were?
Mm-hmm. Your subconscious sensitivity didn't result in your hiding the shoe.
I didn't, did it?
No, it resulted in your not seeing it.
Oh, no.
That was 4 days ago. And ever since then, he's been behaving a little strangely.
My goodness.
Well, what does your father do, Judy?
Well, if anyone should happen to mention the word feet, or anything that has any connection with feet, a wild look comes into his eyes.
Oh, it's a shame to worry your father.
Well, Father's Day is in 2 days, and then I'll be able to explain everything to him. Oh, by the way, Oogie, how's your Father's Day song coming?
Well, it's almost finished. All I've got to do is find a word that rhymes with pater.
How about tomato?
Tomato? Oh, what's that got to do with a father?
Oh, I don't know. Couldn't it be something about how Pater is so wonderful because his heart is as soft as a tomato?
I think you better stick to helping Judy with her knitting, Mitzi.
Well, you don't have to act so superior, Oogie Pringle, just because you happen to be gifted with a creative temperament.
As a matter of fact, Mitzi, that's why we came over. I wanted you to tell me what to do next on Father's sock.
Well, let's see what you've got.
Here. You think this is long enough?
Holy smoke, is that for a human being?
It so happens that Judy's father happens to have unusually big feet.
Jeepers, I'll say he has. What about the other one? Or is he supposed to get both his feet into that one?
Oogie.
Naturally, there will be 2 of them. One for Father's Day, and one whenever I can finish it. Is it long enough, Mitzi?
Well, gee, it's hard to tell, Judy. Actually, there's only one way to really get it just right, and that is to try it on the foot that it's intended for.
But how can I do that? I want it to be a surprise.
Well, do you know anybody who has the same size foot as your... No, I guess you don't.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Say, I've got an idea.
What, Oogie?
Well, when your father's asleep tonight, all you have to do is go
Do you think he's asleep yet, Mother?
I'll see.
He's asleep.
All right, Randolph, come on. You promised you'd help me.
I'm right with you.
Now, lift the cover off his feet.
All right. There. Now, hurry.
I'll try. Hold his foot up while I slip the sock on.
Okay. Judy, You're tickling his feet.
Well, I can't help it.
Now be careful, Judy.
Well, I am, but I... What's happening? What's happening?
Judy's tickling his feet.
Judy, this is no time to play games.
I'm not playing games, Mother. It's just that
He's waking.
What should I do?
Pull off the sock and let's get out of here.
All right. There, let's go.
What's that? What was that? Dora!
What? What's the matter, Melvin?
Someone was in this room.
Oh, don't be silly, dear. Oh. You go back to sleep.
There was. Whoever it was tickling my feet.
Melvin, what are you saying?
I know it. There's somebody in this house. A prowler. A burglar. I'm going to see.
Melvin, come back to bed.
No, sir. There was somebody. I'm going to see if the children are all right. Judy! Judy!
What is it?
It's me, Judy.
Father, what are you doing up?
Now, look, honey, don't be frightened. But there was someone in my room tickling my feet.
Oh, really, Father?
There was, I tell you. I remember laughing right out
What's going
loud.
on around here?
Father says somebody was in his room tickling his feet.
Oh, really, Father?
But there was a burglar. I felt him.
Father, do you mean to say you think a burglar has nothing more important to do than break into houses and tickle people's feet?
I know it sounds ridiculous, but... Well, then why did I laugh? Why should anybody want to tickle my feet?
That's a good question, Father.
Father, I'm afraid your subconscious is working overtime.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it was bad enough when you didn't see the shoes that were right in front of you.
Yeah.
But when you dream that burglars break into the house just to tickle your feet.
You're right. I should have consulted a psychiatrist right in the beginning.
But, Father...
Don't worry, dear. I'll make an appointment the first thing in the morning. I'll be all right. I hope.
And then, Mother, he said he was going to call a psychiatrist the first thing in the morning.
He's downstairs looking in the phone book right now.
Judy,
What, Mother?
don't you think that you'd better...
Yes, Mother. I'll have to tell him about the socks.
Of course you will.
Oh, dear. Now my Father's Day present won't be any surprise on Father's Day.
But it'll be nice to have Father all there.
And that's the way it happened, Father. All because I wanted to be sure that your sock was the right size.
You mean you were tickled? You mean it wasn't my subconscious? You mean...
Yes, Father.
Well, of course, I knew it all the time.
Of course.
Yeah, but just the same... Oh, now, Judy, don't look so sad, dear. Everything's all right. I'm not mad at you.
Oh, Father.
Imagine knitting a pair of socks for your old father.
Well, not exactly a pair. Just one sock, on account.
On account of she ran out of wool.
Who cares? Judy, honey, I love you.
So I simply had to tell him, Oogie.
Yeah, I guess you did. Boy, imagine going around thinking people are tickling your feet.
And now I have nothing for my father for Father's Day.
What do you mean? You have a whole sock finished, haven't you?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing would induce me to give it to him now, Oogie. Don't you see? He knows about it. It wouldn't be any surprise.
Oh.
And I'm completely without funds to buy him anything else.
Oh.
Oogie, did you finish your Father's Day song?
Oh, boy, did I. It's my masterpiece. Just wait till my father hears it. No, Judy. I wrote it for my father. It's really not very good, Judy. I'm sure your father wouldn't like it. Judy, please don't look at me like that. Please.
Happy Father's Day, Father.
Well, thank you, son, and thanks for this beautiful green tie. Isn't it beautiful, Doris?
It certainly is, dear.
How did you know this was exactly what I wanted?
Well, I figured that if things ran true to form, anything I got you would be exactly what you wanted.
Well, it certainly is.
Happy Father's Day, dear Father, dear.
Oh, thank you, dear daughter. Where are the pair of, where is the sock you knitted for me?
Well, Father, to tell you the truth,
Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi, Oogie.
Happy Father's Day, Mr. Foster.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Judy, my father loved it.
he did?
Uh-huh. He said he couldn't have found a better receptacle for bottle tops if he'd had one made to order.
Oh.
What are you kids talking about?
Well, you see, Father, when I told Oogie you knew all about the present I made for you, he simply insisted we trade Father's Day gifts.
I did?
Yes. So Oogie gave his father your present, and I'm giving you his present.
I see. I think. Well, what did I win?
Go ahead, Oogie. You sit right down there at the piano.
Okay.
What is all this?
Well, I've written a little song for the occasion in your honor, Mr. Foster. It isn't much. I think it's pretty good.
Well, go ahead, son.
Well, here goes. If his socks should forever need mending, and stray dogs he's always befriending, and his jokes never have a funny ending.
Huh?
Yep, that's our dad. If he's proud of his son and his daughter,
That's more like it.
and boasts of them more than he oughter,
Well,
and he sure doesn't spend his dough like water.
now, wait a minute.
Yep, that's our dad. And when it comes to making speeches, that's when father's at the top. But time and again, he never knows when to stop.
Huh?
That's Pop.
Still, we're all very fond of our pater, and we feel that there's nobody greater.
And our own precious ever-loving mater says that she's glad that he, our dad.
A Date with Judy is written by Aline Leslie and stars Louise Erickson as Judy and John Brown as father, with Dix Davis as Randolph and Myra Marsh as the mother. Oogie is played by Dick Crenna and Mitzi by Sandra Gould. The music was arranged and played by Gordon Kibbe. The song That's Our Dad was written by Hal Bourne. The program was produced and directed by Helen Mack. This is Ken Niles inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday at this time to keep your date with Judy. And remember, night and day, at home or away, always carry Tums. T-U-M-S.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
All right, that concludes the first episode of the night. I hope you all liked it, and take your 5-minute break, and we'll be back then. Yeah. And that concludes our 5-minute break. I hope you liked the music, and let's get to episode 2 of the night. Yay, woo.
Night and day, at home or away, always carry Tums. T-U-M-S. Tums, famous quick relief for acid indigestion, presents A Date with Judy, starring Louise Erickson as Judy and John Brown as Father.
Hello?
Hello, Judy. This is Oogie.
Oh, Oogie, would you mind terribly if I went out with somebody else tonight?
Judy, you don't know what you're saying. You can't do a thing like that. You just can't.
Oogie, don't get so excited. I'm just going out with Mitzi. We have something very vital to discuss.
Oh, Judy, I should have known that you wouldn't give a thought to another man.
Well, of course not. I'm surprised at you, Oogie.
Well, I apologize, Judy. What are you and Mitzi going to discuss that's so vital?
Men.
That's Judy, folks. Judy Foster, the lovable teenage girl who is close to all our hearts. Your date with her each Tuesday is arranged by the makers of Tums, famous quick relief for acid indigestion. Friends, summertime is travel time. And whether you go by car, by bus, or by train, first of all, buy Tums, famous quick relief for acid indigestion. Then, anytime travel troubles cause you acid upset stomach, just slip 1 or 2 pleasant-tasting Tums in your mouth. Almost instantly, Tums neutralize the excess acid, soothe the heartburn, bring you sweet, welcome relief. So do as millions of travelers do. Night and day, at home or away, always carry Tums. Still only 10 cents a roll, 3-roll package a quarter at any drugstore. Ask for Tums. T-U-M-S. Tums for the tummy. Well, it's late afternoon at the Foster house, and Judy's parents and her kid brother Randolph are on the front porch when Judy comes dashing up the front walk.
Mother, Father, Randolph. Oh, I'm so glad you're all here.
What's the matter, dear?
What's wrong?
Nothing. That's just it. Everything is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Oh, well, isn't that nice?
I'm so thrilled that I could just disintegrate.
Well, put the pieces back together and tell us why.
Guess who Minnie Ha-Ha is?
Come again?
Guess who Minnie Ha-Ha is?
An Indian.
No.
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 What a nasty shock for Hiawatha.
I am Minnie Ha-Ha.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, congratulations, dear. Has anybody seen the evening paper?
But Father isn't just heavenly. Out of nearly 50 girls, I was chosen to represent Minnie Ha-Ha on the Bonton Department Store float in the Indian Commemoration Day Parade.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, dear. Has anybody seen the paper?
Well, I don't understand.
Mother, I am going to stand on a float, the lithe and graceful figure of an Indian maiden, while Oogie, representing Hiawatha, a stalwart brave of the tribe, stands before me, pleading to me with his eyes.
What's he pleading for?
To get off the float.
Well, I didn't know there was going to be a parade.
Well, of course, Mother. Didn't you ever hear of the Battle of Rooney's Creek?
Well, no, I can't say that I have.
Mother, it was fought right here in town by...
Rooney?
Who was he?
Well, I guess he...
Owned a creek.
Yes. And during the French and Indian Wars, a battle was fought practically on the premises of our own home, and you, my own mother, didn't even know about it.
Got news for you. Neither did your own father.
But the whole town is celebrating it. There's going to be the parade, and the mayor's going to make a speech, and the governor may be here, and in the night there's going to be a big reception.
Who won?
Won what?
The Battle of Rooney's Creek.
Oh, I don't know.
You are going to be Minnie Ha-Ha, and you don't know who won, the Indians or the Palefaces?
Aha! Hey, you know what? That reminds me of a little joke I heard the other day.
A joke?
Yeah, you're kind of a riddle, you know. Do you know... do you know why an Indian chief wears a hat?
Melvin, Indian chiefs don't wear hats. They wear feathers.
That's beside the point, Doris. It's just a riddle. Doesn't have to be based on any scientific facts, you know. I ask, why does an Indian chief wear a hat? And you ask why.
Why?
To keep his wig warm. Well, don't you get it, Dora? To keep his wig warm. It was a pun. Wigwam. Wig warm. See, it's sort of a...
Melvin, whatever gave you the idea that Indians wear wigs?
Look, Dora,
Now, look, dear, I don't mean to be unkind, but you're quite wrong. First you say Indians wear hats, and then you say they wear wigs.
Dora, it was just a joke.
I saw a picture of some Indians the other day, and they certainly did not have hats on.
Dora, I give up. Forget about the joke. It was just a little something I threw in. Has nothing to do with the question under discussion. Let's get back to Minnie Ha-Ha on a float.
Well, I don't think you should go around spreading misinformation.
I happen to be something of an authority on Indian affairs. You know.
Father, you do?
Well, of course. Haven't you ever heard him on the warpath?
Never mind. Matter of fact, there isn't much about the history of Indians that I don't know. Remember my collection of Indian spears?
Oh, yes.
Whatever became of them anyway?
Well, you sent them to the museum in Chicago.
So I did.
And they sent them back, collect.
Well, they probably didn't want to accept the responsibility. Go ahead, Judy. Anything you want to know about being an Indian, just ask me.
All right. There is something I want to ask.
Go right ahead, dear.
Will you give me $5 to rent a costume?
What?
Didn't you say the float was for the Bonton? I should think a department store would pay for
Oh,
that.
I'm being paid a salary to be Minnie Ha-Ha.
Well, then.
But I have to provide my own costume.
Pay it for it out of your salary.
I can't.
Why not?
Well, my salary's $5, and if I have to pay $5 for the costume, I'd be working for nothing. You wouldn't want me to do that, would you?
Judy, after this, I wish you wouldn't take jobs. I can't afford them.
But you will pay for the costume, dear Father, dear.
I guess so. In view of the fact that this is an Indian commemoration.
Oh, Father, you are the nicest father a girl ever had for a father.
Well, you think so?
Now I've got to tell Oogie he's going to be Hiawatha.
Oh, doesn't Oogie know about it yet?
No, and that was how I got the job over all those other girls.
What do you mean?
Well, I told the Bonton I would not only provide my costume, but I would also provide Hiawatha.
You know, somehow I can't quite see Oogie as Hiawatha. His knees aren't right.
Oh, Father, he'll be breathtaking.
You really think he'll do it?
Oh, of course. He'll say yes immediately.
No.
But, Oogie, you wouldn't want me to stand up there on the float Hiawatha, Les.
I wouldn't mind.
Oogie Pringle, I think you're terrible. You don't give a darn if our town celebrates Indians or not. You're a terrible citizen.
Oh, all right, Judy. I'll be Hiawatha.
Oh, that's darling of you, Oogie. Just darling. I knew you would. Because you're the most angelic boyfriend to go steady with sometimes that a girl ever had to go steady with.
Oh, Judy, when you say things like that, I just go all unsettled inside.
Well, everything is settled now. Not a thing remains except for you to raise the money for your costume.
You mean Judy, you are now looking at an ex-Hiawatha.
Oogie.
It's the truth. All the Indian blood in me just evaporated.
Oogie, you can't do this to me.
Well, the discussion has come to an end anyhow. I've got to go over to Jojo Duran's and get my money.
What money?
Well, the money Jojo owes me. His father always pays him his bi-yearly allowance promptly at 6 o'clock in July. And if I'm not there by 5 minutes after 6, he'll have spent it.
Oogie.
Now, Judy...
Oogie, have you ever thought what you'll be 15 years from now?
Well, sure. A man.
I mean, what will people call you?
Mr. Pringle.
No, Oogie. I mean, will you be known as a miser or a business tycoon or something noble, like a philanthropist? Oogie, I think you'd make a wonderful philanthropist.
You do, Judy?
Yes, Oogie. You're just the type for it.
What does a philanthropist do?
He gives his money away.
Oh.
For a noble cause, like throwing money away on a Hiawatha costume for the sake of the woman he loves.
Gosh, Judy, would a little thing like that make me a philanthropist?
Yes, Oogie.
That's amazing.
Then you'll do it for me?
No.
I simply couldn't budge him, Randolph. I couldn't budge him.
Well, I guess he just doesn't want to be Hiawatha. And can anybody blame him?
I know just what'll happen. Tootsie Whiteman will get the job away from me. She was runner-up for the job when we applied.
My heart goes out to you.
There I might have been, Minnie Ha-Ha on a pedestal with Hiawatha pleading to her. And now see what's happened.
You might have fallen off the pedestal.
Randolph.
Well, those bumps on State Street are pretty bad.
And now Tootsie is prepared to steal it all away from me. And to think that at one time, when we were young girls, she used to be my bosom friend.
Time marches on.
Oh, good evening, George.
Hello there, Mr. Foster.
I just stopped in for some cigars.
A regular brand?
No, something a little more expensive tonight. They're for a customer of mine.
Oh, big deal?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go clear to Cleveland tomorrow to cinch it.
Cleveland, when are you coming back?
Day after tomorrow.
Say, Mr. Foster, would you do me a big favor while you're there?
Oh, sure thing, George.
Well, you know this big Indian celebration they're having here this weekend?
Do I? It's already cost me $5.
Well, I've been thinking it might be good business for me if I kind of got in the spirit of things and dressed up the shop a little.
Uh-huh.
I thought I'd put up a few decorations.
That's a good idea.
You remember those wooden Indians they used to have stood in front of cigar stores?
Well, sure, I remember. I mean, I've read about them in the history books.
There's a fella I know in Cleveland got one of those.
Oh, is that so? Cleveland Indian, huh? You get it? Cleveland Indian?
Yeah. This one is a girl wooden Indian, though. Princess 2 for a nickel.
Oh, 2 for a nickel. Those were the days.
Of course, that's just her nickname. Anyhow, I'd like to get her, but it's too late to have her sent. Would you mind bringing the princess back with you?
Bring her back?
Yes, my friend will have her crated, and all you have to do is just check her on your railroad ticket. Won't bother you any. She'll just be in the baggage car.
Oh, sure, George. I'll be glad to take care of it for you.
But, Mother, I've got to talk to Oogie.
You remember Oogie, don't you, Mother?
Well, sorry, dear, but you can't use the phone now. You know Father's going to call up long distance from Cleveland any minute.
But I've got to persuade Oogie to be Hiawatha.
Well, persuade him after Father calls.
Well, how do you know he's going to call right now?
The wire said so, 7 o'clock sharp.
He's 45 seconds late already.
Oh, that must be Father. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Judy. And guess who this is?
Jojo Duran?
No.
Donald Spellman?
No.
Judy, what are you doing?
Guessing who it is on the phone.
Not now, dear.
Mother says I can't guess now, Oogie, on account of we're expecting a long-distance call from my father.
Oh, okay.
What's on your mind, quickly?
Well, I've been thinking the situation over, and if you can get your father to pay for my costume, well, I'll agree to be Hiawatha. Reluctantly, of course, but, well, I'll agree.
Oh, Oogie, you're so wonderful. I tell you just how wonderful you are, but I've got to hang up now. Thanks for calling, though. Goodbye. Oogie says he'll be Hiawatha, with reservations.
Indian reservations?
Randolph, you're getting more like your father every day.
And I didn't even need to read him the piece out of the paper. Mother, I didn't even need to read him the piece out of the paper to help persuade him.
What piece out of the paper?
This right here. I'll read it to you. The Indian celebration will be one of the biggest local events ever held in this town. Honor guest will be the Princess Pocatello, direct descendant of the Indian chief who fought so bravely at the Battle of Rooney's Creek.
Yeah, bravely, but did he win the battle?
It doesn't say.
Well, I guess we'll go through the whole celebration without me ever knowing.
I'll answer this time. Hello?
Hello, Dora.
Melvin, how are you?
Fine. How are you, dear?
Fine.
How are the children?
Just fine. I'll let you
Fine.
talk to Judy for just a minute.
Good.
Here, dear, say hello to your father.
Hello, Father. How are you?
Fine. How are you, Judy?
Just fine, Father. Here's Randolph.
Hello?
Hello, Randolph. How are you?
Sick.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah. Let me talk to your mother again.
Here, Mother, your shift.
Yes, Melvin?
Dora, I've got good news for you. I sold the Johnson property.
You did?
For twice what it's worth.
Oh, Melvin, I'm proud of you. Children, your father sold the Johnson property for twice what it's worth.
Oh, that's fine. Now you only lose half what he paid for it.
Let me talk to him again a minute, Mother.
Judy wants to talk to you again a minute, Melvin.
Some phone call.
All right.
When are you coming home, Father?
I'll be on the 4:15 tomorrow, and please don't anybody meet me. Remember what happened the last time?
But, Father, anyone can make a mistake about railroad stations.
Not when there's only one in town.
Father, Father, now that you've just made so much money on your deal, would you mind paying for Oogie's costume, too?
I certainly would mind. What costume?
For the Indian parade.
Oh, my gosh, I almost forgot something. Judy, call George at the cigar store and tell him I'm coming in on the 4:15, and I'll have the Indian princess with me.
You have who?
Yeah, never mind, he'll know what I mean.
Father, you wonderful man.
Goodbye now. After all, this is long distance. Be sure and tell George. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, you fascinating man. You'll never guess who Father's bringing home on the train with him.
Not Uncle Cecil again.
No, the Princess Pocatello.
Really?
Yes. Think of the importance of it. I'd better call the newspapers immediately.
Friends, can you imagine a composer turning out a hit tune while bogged down by acid indigestion? Well, neither can Jimmy McHugh, famous Hollywood songwriter. Jimmy says, nothing gets a songwriter out of tune quicker than acid indigestion. So Tums go with me everywhere. Tums are the fastest, surest, handiest relief I know. Yes, Jimmy, right you are. At the first hint of acid upset, 1 or 2 tasty Tums almost instantly neutralize troublesome excess acid, relieve annoying heartburn, soothe, and settle your stomach in a twinkling. And no danger of acid rebound, because Tums contain no soda or other water-soluble alkalis to over-alkalize your stomach. So never over-alkalize, always neutralize excess acidity with Tums. Still only 10 cents a roll, 3-roll package a quarter at all drugstores. Get Tums this very night. Tums. Tums for the tummy. And now back to A Date with Judy.
But, Oogie, I think my father is entitled to some publicity out of this. After all, it isn't every man who brings a princess home with him.
Yeah, usually only princes do that.
When I call the newspapers, I'll incidentally mention that you and I are going to star in the Bonton float.
Oh,
On second thought, instead of calling the papers, why don't I just call the mayor?
The mayor?
Yes, and let him call the newspapers. It'll be more prestige. The story will surely land on the front page if the mayor gives him the story.
You think the mayor will talk to you?
Well, of course. He's an intimate friend of Father's. Father has often told me the mayor is one of his intimate friends. In fact, they're just like that. Buddies. Father said so himself.
Who did you say?
I said Melvin Foster. Melvin Foster. You must know him.
Oh, he's the Foster of the First Street Bank, isn't he?
No, he's the Foster of the Second Street Cannery.
Never heard of him.
But he's your buddy. He's your,
constituent.
He's your constituent.
Oh, yes. Well, now, just what was it you wanted?
Well, my father told me long distance. He's coming home from Cleveland on the same train with the Princess Pocatello. In fact, he's bringing her.
The princess? Well, now, I was wondering when she was going to get in. I was hoping to get a wire from her. Thanks for calling. I'll go ahead and arrange a welcoming committee.
And you might phone the newspapers. And by the way, you might also mention to the newspapers that I, Judy Foster...
Porter, how soon does our train get in?
6 o'clock, Princess Pocatello.
Oh, that's fine. Then there'll be time to wire ahead for a hotel reservation.
Yeah.
Here, I have it all written out for you. Please send it for me.
Yes. Yes, Your Highness.
Here, Porter, it's that brown bag over there. Why, Mayor Anderson, how are you?
Foster?
Well, imagine you remembering me. I haven't seen you since before elections. Well, is all this crowd for me? Or did a celebrity come in on the train?
It's for you and a celebrity. Where's the princess?
Princess? Oh, the princess. You know about her?
Of course, the whole town knows about her.
Is that so? I had no idea she was so well known.
Oh, of course she is, Foster. That's why all these people are here, to meet her.
That's so. Well, I got to admit, she is kind of unusual.
Unusual?
Oh, rare. It belongs in the museum.
What?
A real museum piece. A relic.
Is that so?
Must be 100 years old if she's a day.
I had no idea.
They're pretty well preserved, however. Of course, her nose is kind of smashed in. One of her ears is gone completely.
No!
Yeah, but I imagine she'll look all right after a good scrubbing.
A good scrubbing?
Filthy dirty, you know.
Well, where is she?
Oh, she'll be on the next train.
The next train?
Yeah, I couldn't get her on this one. The baggage car was already pretty filled. She's big, you know.
The baggage car? Well, I'll be darned. Hello, Jane. This is Mayor Anderson. Listen, I'm down at the station. No, she didn't come in. A fellow by the name of Foster said she'd been on the next train. Look, I want you to change the reservations a little. Be sure the hotel gets her a nice, soft bed. She's 100 years old, you know. You better have a nurse on duty, too. Yeah, you can give the story to the newspapers. Well, I didn't know she was that old either. Say, maybe it would be a nice idea to have a caterer whip her up a nice cake with 100 candles on it. Yeah, send it over to the hotel. Well, I'll wait here at the station till she comes in. Say, Jane, have the nurse draw her a nice bath with plenty of soap.
Is there anything else, ma'am? Or rather, Princess?
No, this room will be fine. Why are you looking at me so strangely like that?
Huh? Oh, well, I kind of thought you'd look older.
Oh, really?
Boy, you sure don't show your age.
Well, thanks. Gracious, what's this?
A birthday cake.
For me?
Yep.
But it's got so many candles on it.
Yeah, 100.
Take it away.
Yes, ma'am. It does kind of heat up the room.
This whole thing is very odd. I don't understand it. No one met me at the station, and on the way up, the elevator boy asked me if I'd ever met Lincoln.
Did you ever meet Lincoln?
No.
Well, I'm supposed to tell you to sit down and take it easy. Your nurse will be along in a minute.
My nurse?
Yeah. She's going to give you a nice bath.
Oh, what's going on around here? I'm going to call the mayor.
Melvin, I'm so proud of you.
You are?
You'll never guess what's happened.
What?
The mayor's secretary just phoned, and she said that the mayor absolutely insisted, that you be on the reception committee tonight for the commemoration ball.
What?
Aren't you thrilled?
Oh, I don't know, Dora. I don't mean to sound immodest, but after all, old Melvin Foster stands for something in this town. Naturally, the mayor would want me. Doesn't surprise me a bit.
Well, of course.
Now, Dora,
but
you mustn't let these things get you excited. Little honors of this sort should just be taken as a matter of course. My tuxedo! Is it back from the cleaners? And a shirt. Dora, I just got to wear a shirt.
Melvin!
Dora, you don't seem to realize how important it is.
Well, Melvin,
Everybody in town will be there.
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you, dear. Isn't it wonderful?
I'm scared.
Oh, my goodness, what a crowd.
Do I look all right, Dora?
Oh, you look handsome, Melvin. I just can't wait to be presented to the Princess Pocatello.
Dora?
Yes, Melvin?
I won't have to curtsy, will I?
Oh, of course not. I wonder where Judy and Oogie are.
Aren't they on the float?
Oh, no, they're supposed to meet here first.
Here you are, Foster.
Mayor Anderson, how are you?
I'm just fine.
Mayor, I'd like you to meet Mrs. Foster.
How do you do?
Well, now, this is a pleasure, Mrs. Foster. You know, you are married to a very remarkable fellow.
Well.
Aren't you nice to say that?
The princess has been asking for you, Foster.
She has?
Yes. She said, and I quote, "Melvin Foster is the one man in this town I really want to meet."
Oh. I wonder how she heard of me. Say, do you suppose she heard about those Indian spears I own?
That might be it, Foster.
I'll bet she tells a very interesting story on the Indian spear.
Yes. And I'll be surprised if you don't get the point.
So, you're Mr. Foster.
Yes, I am, Princess.
Mr. Melvin Foster.
Yeah, that is I.
Well, you're the one man in this town I really wanted to meet.
Is that so?
I understand I owe a great deal to you, Mr. Foster.
Oh, well, of course, I've always been very much interested
Mr. Foster, would you mind answering some questions?
Oh, of course not, Princess. Ask me anything at all.
Do I look 100 years old?
Huh?
Is my nose kind of smashed in?
Why, no, but...
Is one of my ears gone completely?
Well, no, but...
Do I appear to need a good scrubbing?
Well, no, but...
Mr. Foster, my lawyer will call on you in the morning. Good night, sir.
But, madam, the princess, Your Honor... Judy Foster, I might have known you were responsible.
Father, I could die. That's what I could do. Die dead.
Gee, I just thought of something.
What, Oogie?
Maybe the princess will have your father beheaded.
Oogie, don't be silly.
I might as well be beheaded as the way I feel now.
Father, don't worry. I'll go to her and explain everything.
Oh, no. No, Judy, please. I'm positive no person by the name of Foster could get near enough to her to make an explanation.
Oogie, I've always thought that the perfect thing about you is your name is Pringle.
Well, yes, it's Pringle, all right, but Judy...
If you just ask her to dance or something and explain what happened.
You want me to dance with another woman? Well, but I've got you down for all my dances.
I'm willing to make the sacrifice to save my father's honor. Oogie, you couldn't let my father's honor go unsaved, could you?
And so that's the way it is, Princess Pocatello.
Oh, and all the time he was talking about a cigar store, Indian.
Yeah, it was just a coincidence that got mixed up.
Oh, the poor man. Princess 2 for a nickel.
Quite a mistake, wasn't it?
Quite.
But everything is all right now and you've forgiven him?
Yes, I've forgiven him for everything. Even the 100 candles on the birthday cake.
Well, would you kind of... Well, let him know you feel that way?
Oogie, ask Mr. Foster to dance with me.
Oh, my, it's good to get home. Aren't you tired, Melvin?
Tired? I should say not. I feel like a 2-year-old.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, sir. What an evening. What an evening, huh? You know, that princess is quite a dancer.
Yes, so I noticed, Melvin. Once you started dancing with her, you kind of monopolized her.
Ah, well, she was a great sport. A great sport.
Well, all I can say is it's a good thing I'm not the jealous type.
You know, the princess said that she hadn't met anybody so interesting in years.
I think jealousy is silly.
She said she couldn't help visualizing me on the plains with the wind running through my hair.
My mother always said that I didn't have a jealous bone in my body.
As a matter of fact, she said, the princess said that I reminded her of that noble red man, Chief Snow on the top.
Would you like to know what you remind me of?
You're what, Dora?
That noble paleface, Chief Pop in the middle.
We'll hear more from the Fosters in a moment. Look, folks, why lose a heap of precious sleep simply because acid indigestion bobs up at bedtime? Get relief with Tums and get to sleep fast. Yes, before you slip into bed, slip 1 or 2 Tums in your mouth. No mixing or stirring. You don't even need water. Tums are as easy to take as candy mints. And almost instantly, these friendly Tums neutralize the excess acid that's keeping you nervous and sleepless. Calm and settle your stomach so you settle down fast for a good night's rest. With Tums, there's no danger of acid rebound either. Tums contain no soda, no water-soluble alkalis, so they won't over-alkalize your stomach. Get a handy roll of Tums this very night. Still only 10 cents, all drugstores. 3-roll package, a quarter. Ask for Tums. T-U-M-S. Tums for the tummy. There are many imitations, but no substitute for Tums. And now, here are Judy and Oogie.
Judy.
Yes, Oogie?
You were the most beautiful Minnie-Ha-Ha I ever met.
Oh, Oogie, what a sweet thing to say. And as Hiawatha, you were the... Well, you most certainly were.
Oh, thank you, Judy.
And I want you to know that I appreciate you fully.
Well, I'd do anything for you, Judy, even out of reason.
I know, Oogie.
But one thing I'll never do, even for you, is be Hiawatha again.
Why not?
My knees got cold.
This is Ken Niles inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday at this time to keep your date with Judy. And remember, night and day, at home or away, always carry Tums. T-U-M-S.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.